On this episode of Pimp My Setup, I'm going to be talking about your setups you submitted for tips, tricks, feedback, and much more. So if you're interested in that, then sit back, relax, and interact because the show starts now.
It's time for the original setup show dedicated to providing you with tips, tricks, and feedback to pimp out your setup. Hosted by Matt Philly with new special guests every week. Coming at you live in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pimp My Setup, episode number 137, recorded live on September 15th, 2016. My name's Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly. Quickly want to apologize. I did not have a show on Sunday. Not something I had planned on doing, but we're back, and that's how the world works. So, yeah. Welcome back, Matt. Thanks, Matt. Okay, Matt. Anyways, Matt, let's do the show. Okay. People are like, yep, click off this video. No, just kidding. Let's get to the first setup of the day, submitted by Marko. Marko said, "What up, dogs? This is my setup, used mainly for gaming and a bit of schoolwork. Definitely a very, very interesting setup, right up against big French doors. Look at how beautiful his view is. I mean, it looks like he's got a nice balcony. He's probably looking out on France. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know where he lives, but it looks like a really nice spot to hang out, and I already like that. So, taking a look at the setup itself, it's not bad at all. It's definitely simple and needs a little bit of love in the personality section. I think that what he's going for with the posters on the wall is cool. It's definitely unique because obviously he loves those games and it works, but it's at that point where it's like you didn't finish the puzzle. So, I mean, you have that one spot right there in the middle. I would like to see that filled in. And I would like to at least see it in somewhat of a normal shape. But I want to ask Tom, do you like that or do you think it's a little cheesy?
I think it's weird. I mean, at least, arrange it, somewhat neatly.
So it makes sense, yeah.
It makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. So, gotta get some input from a producer over there. But I definitely agree that it does look a little bit weird, but I mean, when we're talking setup itself, it's great. It's a great use of that IKEA desk. Really, he's got wire mold coming down. Everything seems to be pretty neat, and I definitely like that. But the room itself is really super cool. And people are like, bro, that chair looks like it has a disease because it's the pieces coming outside. That's probably a super comfy chair though. But I don't really feel like there's a lot to critique on this one. I'm not going to sit here and praise every little thing he did. Rather just point out that theme needs to be worked on, and maybe he can go to the next level. I don't know how good those speakers are. I can't really zoom in and see any information about it. So maybe you could take the outer shell off and spray paint it a certain color or something like that. I think that would look nice. But I think it's, for what it is, it's a nice setup and it works, and you have a nice big open room. So good job there. Let's go to the next setup though, submitted by Boss. I actually don't know how you would say that. It's just B-A-S, Boss. Hey, what's up, Boss? It's like an Italian saying boss. Anyways, he's a YouTuber who loves games and movies. His YouTube channel is called Who Jacked, Jacked. If you feel the need to look it up, there it is on the screen. Thank you, producer. So this setup I thought was definitely interesting. For a few reasons. I mean, I don't think that he really gave us a good photo that kind of painted the picture of what this room is really like. But the photo we're looking at right now is probably the best you'll get of the setup itself, that shows under and above and kind of has got this wood back and everything like that. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of weird. If you go to the next photo, you see that it's just that big panel right there, and it's got the LEDs behind it, which is cool, but I feel like when you're seeing it from this angle, it doesn't look that, it's not amazing. But when I look at the first photo, I'm like, damn, that's good. That's real nice. And even the third photo makes it look good, so I guess maybe at night it just kind of looks weird. The setup itself, though, it's good. It's not the end of the world. Cable management's not that bad at all. Big screens, definitely big screens. I don't know. There's something about it I can't put my finger on. I'm just not a huge fan of it. Something about it. Honestly, I can't think of what it is. But I do like he's got the little iMac setup to the left. That's pretty nice and neat and works, nothing wrong with that. But there's just something I feel like that's missing from the main setup. And some people in chat are saying that it looks better at night. Tom, what do you think? You like that, or you think it looks a little weird?
I think the LEDs are cool, but I don't like the way the lighting is on the setup itself. It looks dark and it looks, I don't know, it doesn't look right.
Yeah, like cool, you have colored LEDs going throughout the wall, like that's cool, but the setup itself is definitely lacking in some ambient lighting. And I don't know, I definitely think though, if you're just sitting there and you're using the setup for what it is, it's probably pretty nice. I don't know how good the viewing angle is to the far left, to the far right monitor, but I'm nitpicking. It got an amazing score. It's a great setup, and definitely check out his YouTube channel, Who Jacked. Let's go to the next setup though. This one I feel like is very awesome, but also interesting. And I definitely want to get people's thoughts in the comments and chat. Submitted by Michael. He's 19 and he's a full-time content creator and streamer. So let's go to the actual setup photo. This here there's so much that I'm like weirded out about, and then there are things that I'm just like, dude, that's awesome. And the thing that I think is awesome is look at how he mounts the mic to the wall. That's super cool, because he knew, like, look at this, I gotta put this in this spot so that it reaches my face perfectly, and yeah, it just works. I think that's super, super, super cool. And I like how he's got the sound foam all over the place. It's a very, very nice aesthetic addition to have. The umbrella lighting I thought was really cool as well, the way that it's just coming off the wall, and I'm sure that really helps with lighting. So really, really like that part of it as well. Now I do think that it looks a little bit like cramped in certain areas, like that far left. I don't know what he's got going on there. I see like a set-top box. I think that's like a I think it's like a heater thingy, or it could be a coffee machine. I don't really know. It could be a few things. And then the right side, I want to know people's thoughts on the PC placement. I actually don't think it's bad there. I think it looks pretty dope. I like that it's got LEDs on the inside. His desktop itself, super clean. Really, really like that. Yeah, there's like, headphone cables, things like that. But people with this normally just like literally throw everything on there, especially when they're streamers, but he kept it nice and neat. Usability looks really good. Nice chair. He's got a green screen, so I'm wondering if the green screen pulls out as his backdrop. If that's the case, that's badass.
Can't see it because it's cropped.
Oh, you can't see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Take my word for it. To the right of that chair, right next to the chair, there's actually a green screen. So I'm wondering if the green screen can be pulled out as his backdrop, hence the good lighting. And I want to know what the overhead lighting's like, because I really would like to see how his stuff looks overall, but he actually didn't include a link to anything that he does, so I can't even give him a shout out. But really want to know your thoughts on this. Do you think this is like the ideal setup for a streamer? Let me know. I think it is, if the green screen pulls out and everything. It looks like everything's there and just works. So really nice job there. Next setup though, submitted by Maximo. Maximo, 15, trying to build a nice setup with what he has. Knowing that he's only 15, I was definitely like, bravo, that's nice, very nice. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely another interesting kind of room. But this is what I wanted to say. Before we even get into it, go to the second photo, zoom in. Did he take those, like, where the monitor stand is? Did he take those, like, little magnetic bead things and make a dick out of it? Nice, dude. That's really... You can tell he's 15. He's like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do. Also, a lot of people seem to think the chair is definitely DOPE, if you know what I'm saying, because, yeah, that's like maximum ass cushion right there. If you've got a pain like in your ass when you sit down, do what he did. It works. It definitely works. But getting to like what we're really here to talk about, the setup. Obviously a CSGO player. We could see that by the tilted keyboard, and he's probably tilted right now thinking about that. Wow, there's a big gust of wind. Anyways, simple. I mean, grandma was like, here's the desk. He's like, thanks, grandma. Here it is. And yeah, he just kind of took like a crappy little mouse pad and called it a day. Headphone stand? Hell yeah, that's custom. But yeah, I don't know. There's really the actual setup itself. It's got drawers. It is what it is. Got your keyboard, mouse, whatever. Nice. And you got a guitar to the side. Cool. I think that's awesome. As far as above the shelves, I don't know why people do this. It's just in a weird ass spot, because you have the 4 to the left and then a 3 to the side. Don't necessarily understand the placement of that stuff, but nonetheless, everything they have in there I think is cool. I think it's controlled, and it just badass. Do I think that you need to have the boxes on top of it? You guys know my thoughts. Some boxes, yay. Some boxes, nay. In this scenario, don't really need to see your power supply box, mouse box, things like that. Not that bad though. I think, dude, for 15, like in his email, he's like, yeah, I don't have a job, so this is why it sucks. I'm like, bro, 15? Come on, get out of here. Anyway, so let's go to the next setup. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one. Submitted by Aiden, who is 15, because Aiden is a dick, okay? And the reason I say this is, like, literally he submits his setup, and then I ask him for, like, an updated photo or whatever, and he's just like, oh, by the way, I don't live there anymore. Like, yeah, it's like, I'm not there anymore. So I'm like, okay, do you want to send your new setup? He's like, oh, no, dude, I'm just working on it. Do you want to, like, just review it? Because I want to know what it would get. What? So since he's not even here anymore, I did something very, very nice for him. I gave him a 1 for each category, and in total, he got a 10. So lowest score ever? Maybe. But I don't know why he couldn't just send me an updated photo, but whatever. Okay, next setup of the day, though, is submitted by Jess, 17. He does product design and engineering in college right now. He loves playing games like CSGO, Golf with Friends, Halo, and Destiny. So, yeah, there was something about this setup that just rubbed me the wrong way, and it was mainly looking at the first photo. The first photo, it just seemed super cramped. That poor Xbox is just gasping for air right now. Like, please, Jesus, let me out of here. So I thought that wasn't really the best thing ever. I do see that there is some room. Is it still the best place? Probably not. But I think he would have figured out now if it was causing issues. To the left, I think it's cool that he's got the Halo shrine. Kind of like, I don't think it's like random, but it's just something about it. When I go to the next photo, it's such a small spot. I would have liked to see it more over to the left, but I guess he utilizes that space just for, schoolwork and things like that. But I think also just something, I can't think of what it is in this setup. Maybe it's the sound bar and the TV's so high up and it's not tilted down at all. That kind of throws me off. But like that PC just looks out of place. Like, badass, next level, insane. And then it's like the rest of the setup looks like this. I feel like maybe what it is that it's lacking color. You know what I mean? Because the desk is so like boring and bland and the wall's white. And really, you look at the right side, it looks like everything's in color. And then the rest of the photo looks, obviously it's not black and white, but it looks like a black and white movie. So it just seems like weird and out of place. So I don't know if I'm really a fan of that. But I think my critique here is color. Get a pop of color in there. You like green? You like Halo? Boom. Put that all over the place. Let's see some color flow through this. Otherwise, it really does look like a black and white setup. But yeah, next setup though, this one's interesting. We've seen it a lot on Setup Addicts. If you guys aren't there yet, go sign up. SetupAddicts.com. It's a Facebook group. Yeah, wow. So go to the next photo, Tom. This dude, he's thirsty. I think that's the way to say it. The desk, the shelves, custom. His room has over 600 cans, and on the shelves you see just about 200. He's a huge fan of Star Wars, and he also said when the bass drops, the cans don't move, they don't fall. So in case anybody was wondering, doesn't matter. So yeah, wow. My first thought was like, hopefully they're clean, like he washes them out before putting them up, because that would definitely be something I'm interested in finding out. But the actual setup itself, knowing that it's custom, like desk, shelves, things like that, really like that. I like when people have custom things because no one can replicate it unless they tried really hard. Setup itself though, monitor, keyboard, mouse, everything seems like it's good. You know, little fake plants, speakers, everything is super cool. But I really want to know what everyone thinks of these canned setups, because I'm pretty sure I've seen another setup like this that wasn't his. Maybe we've definitely seen another one that was like the whole like left and right wall of the setup, and also We've seen like pop vinyls, just boxes all around the whole room. So I want to know, what do people think in the chat and in the comments? Do you think this is a cool kind of collection thing to have, or do you think it's stupid? I really want to know. It's definitely unique, and I like that it's not all the same cans, so you get a lot of different color through the setup. But yeah, and it's also cool because literally it fits perfect. Obviously the custom shells, but I mean, that alone makes it cool. So if you were to just put it on, probably wouldn't be the coolest thing in the world. But yeah, so let's go to the final setup of the day, submitted by Mathieu, but not spelled like me, like math IEU. But yeah, Mathieu, he's 16. He is also a YouTuber and streamer. Seems to be an ongoing thing here. And he loves to play games. So taking a look at this, I thought that this was the best setup of the day, for a lot of reasons. And let me kind of point this out here. I'm not going to necessarily nitpick as much because I just want to like let people know what I think is awesome. So one, the monitors look super usable. Turn left, turn right, done. Good, works. Speaker, the placement of the speakers are just perfect. Really, really nice. The TV above, tilted down. I like when it's tilted because it makes it usable. It can still be seen from far away at a good viewing angle, but it's also going to be usable if you're sitting down. Wire mode, I like that. Wire management, I like that. I like that it's got that board behind. It really makes a big difference. Would have liked to seen something for the headphones, but it's also not the end of the world because he has the room to place it down. Really, the wall color looks good. It blends in, and then he's got this awesome wallpaper of a skyline right there of a city. I like that. Really, it's just a clean, straight to the point setup. He's got the subwoofer, garbage can, everything there. It just makes sense. All his peripherals look beautiful. He's got the microphone set up nicely. Looks like he's actually going for a shotgun mic, which I thought was interesting. Again, another person who didn't include links to any of their stuff. Can't give them a shout out. Would love to see how the setup performs though for streaming. And yeah, I just think everything makes sense here. And it definitely is simple. And theme isn't like, the best thing ever. But in a setup like this, it doesn't necessarily matter. So yeah, I really do like it. And not bad at all. I don't have critiques. So I know people hate when I just point things out like this looks good and that looks good, because obviously everyone can see it. But yeah, it's a great setup nonetheless. Mathieu, good job. Let's go to the scores though. Marko with an 84, Boss with an 86, Michael with a 78, Maximo with a 76, Aiden with a 10. Get wrecked, son. Jess with a 70. Aaron with an 86, and finally Mathieu with a 90. Really 10, 9, 9, 8, 9 for Mathieu. I definitely think he can get that up to 100 with just a few little things there. But really, definitely enjoyed all the setups on this episode. I think I'm going to go for calling it like streamer setup episode, something. I don't know. But that's it. Sorry that it was so quick, but now that I'm back and things are sort of making sense, I will double up. Probably next episode. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm Matt Fillion and not get out of my face. Have a great day. I'll catch you on the flippity flop.